It's so hot in here. What is up, you guys? Welcome to the video. I am sorry that all of my videos have been delayed. I know I'm gonna be apologizing that for ew, spit on myself. I meant apologizing for that for a while. My life right now is kind of crazy, like busy, and I'm gonna stop making excuses, but yeah, I'm busy, and so it's hard for me to find time to film videos, and especially if it's a cover, because that takes extra time, so please bear with me, especially when school starts. Wow, I'm gonna die. But when you guys see this, it will have either passed or it will be the day of my 19th birthday. Woo! Cue the applause. I'm posting this on the day of my birthday, so if you see it the day of, it'll be my birthday. Right now it's very second, so go wish me a happy birthday. I'm just kidding, don't. But if you're watching this after, then my birthday just passed. So I thought it would be interesting to kind of go back in time and to read from my old diary. This is my old diary from 2009 up to 2012, I believe it is. I kind of just skimmed through and just tried to find some good ones that are not like inappropriate. Not like gross inappropriate, but like, I'm just gonna let your imagination go with that one. Let's just begin. December 29th, 2009. So 2009, I was in 8th grade, I believe. This is the first page, okay? It says, well, there's so many places I can begin, but I only have so many pages. Smiley face. This next sentence is just, I'll just read it. Let's start with the biggest part of my life. Boys! Huge exclamation point. Like, wow. I'm just gonna preface this video with saying that if not all, most of these stories are about boys. I will change names because I don't really want anyone who knows me that watches these to know who I'm talking about, because that would be really uncomfortable. Alright, so I said I'll start with the SOB. Who should this guy's name be? John. So, I was like in love with him a while ago. It was dead. It was me, him, and my BFFL Sophie at Great America, which is a theme park. Eventually, we ended up holding hands while I was wearing his jacket. I was in heaven. But then, a little bit later, he tells me how he still hecka likes my other BFFL, Sarah. I was so crushed. Especially when he asked her out. It's in caps. Asked her out. I was so sad. I never got over him, but I did get over that. I had a lot of rebounds. I'm just gonna. So later, about 2 weeks ago, there were a lot of rumors about him liking me back and how he was gonna ask me out the Friday before break. Then, on I think it was the Tuesday of that week, I gave him his Christmas present, which was a really deep, heartfelt card and a kiss on the cheek. Wow, I was just really going in for it. People were telling me he was super happy after that, making me super happy. Now I was sure he was gonna ask me out. The next day, he tells me he has to tell me something in private. So I was thinking he was gonna ask me out, and my heart was pounding like crazy. Then he tells me he just wants to be friends. Of course I'm gonna say, yeah, it's totally fine, because I'm so not showing him and everyone else my heartbreak. I'm dead. Okay, this just shows what kind of person I was. Type. I said kind and type at the same time. After that, I started thinking about who else I should/could like, because I really needed to find someone to help me get over John. I literally would find people to like, oh wow, it was bad. It was crazy. This next post. A post? Wow. This just goes to show you that I'm on social media too much. Okay, this one's from the 31st of December 2009. So I was still in, it was like 3 days after this other thing. Today's New Year's Eve. Awesome! Smiley face. Actually, it's not awesome. Last night, I snuck out with Bob and Austin because I was hecka bored and didn't want to go to sleep. So I was supposed to meet them at this park. I get there and I see two people from afar that look like it could be them. So then I see them running because maybe they saw me and didn't know it was me. IDK. So I'm like, okay then. So I would just wait for like 5 minutes and still no show. Heartbreaking. Finally, I start walking back and then I love this story. I start walking back and then I see these car lights. So I stop for a little bit to see if they're gonna pull into the park or keep going straight. They turned. So, like, turned into the park. So I sprinted back home. While I was running, I realized it was my dad's car. In caps. Underlined. In my mind, I'm just thinking, shiz. I literally wrote shiz. That's okay. I'm dead. And I got home to see the car wasn't there, and the patio light was on, and my door was open with the light on. And so were a lot of other lights. Why is that important? Why did I need to say every light that was on? So I get to my room and my mom stops me just before I got inside my room. You can guess what happened next. ... So now I'm grounded for the month of January and I can't use my iPod until I get straight A's. Jed! Oh man, that's so funny. Ooh, let's read about my first kiss. I wrote this April 12th, 2010. I'm glad I dated this because I would be really confused otherwise. Starts off with me saying like, after I broke up with this one guy, my heart was broken. But then 3 days later, like, I was a playa. I was like 12. What should his name be? This guy's name will be Joseph. I feel like I might have said that already, but this guy's name is Joseph. I eventually started liking this guy named Joseph. He like randomly, did I really put like? Oh my gosh. He like randomly started talking to me one day. We never talked before. It's true, he was like this popular dude. And I realized that he's super nice and sweet. After about a week of nonstop texting, in parentheses I put LOL, he told me he liked me back. And I literally, I don't know if you can see, but I literally put a little like tongue out face, like a face. Literally putting emojis in this. Whoa. I was so happy. Even more happy. Gosh. Even more happy when he told me he wanted to be my first kiss. And ... He was! What a shock. So the whole day I knew he'd kiss me after school and I was freaking out. When it was 7th period, my heart was pounding with every second that passed. Why is this like getting like really deep? Like the way that I'm wording it is really funny. I had told Bob number 2, I already said Bob, but Bob number 2 about it in core. So he kept saying stuff like, nervous? Your heart's pounding, huh? Let me just preface this by saying the guy that was just saying all this stuff is the last guy that I dated before this guy. Wow. After school, Bob number 2 was talking to Joseph, and then Joseph came over to me and said, Bob number 2 said you wanted to talk to me? And very smoothly, this actually was pretty dang smooth, because like, I didn't know what to say, like I was like, oh my gosh, so I just like thought of this. Smoothly, I thought of what rumor I had heard in PE and said, oh yeah, do you like Jasmine? I heard you do. I mean, I don't care if you do, I'm just wondering. And then he said, nah, I did in like 6th grade, but I don't anymore. And then randomly he said, do you want a kiss? He literally said it like that. Like, I wish I was exaggerating, but like, that's the quote. The quote. And I'm like, heart dying. In parentheses, heart dying. Kinda. Mind you, we're in the back of the school where everybody could see us, like just chilling on the sidewalk. In the middle of the sidewalk. And he goes, and then he said, do you want to go somewhere else or is here fine? And I said, I don't care. In parentheses, because honestly, I didn't. I was about to get my first kiss. Who cares where it happened? And then we kissed. Haha, for like ... 10 question mark seconds with some tongue. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna read just this one last part. It's like a sentence. You'll see why I'm gonna read it to you because it's really... This is from March 26, 2011. So this is fast forwarded a little bit. This is like 2 months after the last entry, so I was like, dang, I really need to keep this thing updated. First of all, boys/girls/crushes. That's when I actually identified as bi. Interesting. Interesting. Anyway. Okay, so I like this guy. What should his name be? I'm like looking around as for like inspiration. Tom. Tom. Okay, so I like this guy, Tom. He's 20. ...2011. Let's just figure out how old I was. Okay, I just turned 19. So let's rewind a little bit. So that means at the beginning of 2011, I was 14. What? Okay, he's 20 and I was 14. Like on my part, that's not as creepy because liking older people isn't necessarily weird, but a 20-year-old liking a 14-year-old? Wow. He's a very confusing boy. I'm not 100% sure if he likes me back. He's never straight up said it, but he flirts. A lot. It's literally underlined, like, a million times and it's capitalized. I'll try and update you on my status with him. We ended up dating, just so you know. Wow. There's a lot more, but to save your guys' time, I will save that for not another day probably, because I don't think you want to know other things that happened in my past. Or maybe you do. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and cringed as much as I did because of my interesting writing. There was a lot of like XD faces. Put like emojis in there, like I don't know what I was doing. But yeah, I just thought it'd be interesting because I was going through some stuff a couple days ago and I found my journal. I was like, oh my gosh, this would be hilarious to actually like read it on camera. I hadn't read that story, like those stories before. That was my actual reactions to it. It was scary. Leave me a comment telling me if you kept a journal. If you did you write in it daily? Did you do stories? Did you just write your feelings? What did you keep a journal for? Tell me about your history with journals. I guess. I will still get my cover of Stitches by Shawn Mendes up. That I am hoping to do this weekend, so hopefully that's up. Just keep your eye out. I promise I haven't forgotten about it. That is it for this video. I will see you guys hopefully very, very soon, and thanks for watching. Bye! P.S. I'm not wearing pants.